Right, now we're leaving West Fork services again here. We've had a 45-minute break. We've reset the clocks. And look at this place here. It's absolutely gridlocked. Nowhere to park. And once you get to a certain point of the night, you're stuck. So now with a European style parking, you've just got to park wherever you can. And it's unfortunate. As I've mentioned before, some of these guys have driven thousands of kilometers to get here and then nowhere to park. But like I said, this is fine parking here. I could probably got a little rigid behind him there, but these are the things you've got to do, unfortunately. Now here, again, kink it left, then you can see around the corner better. Once we come out of here, put the seatbelt on, because it is literally nightmare. So you can see people just parked everywhere on the slip roads. I'm going to watch my trailer on his. Okay, perfect. And here, if you're not asleep, oh sorry, if you are asleep I meant to say, fold your mirrors in. So as you can see, all these guys have done it correctly here, because your mirrors are your life in a truck. And every centimetre, an inch counts. So we're going to go down to Belvedere. See, these guys have had to park on here. You park where you can. Seatbelt on in 1 second, and we're going to go over the Dartford Bridge. The Dartford crossing, and then by the time we get to this Lidl, we'll unload the trailer. Should have enough time to get straight down to Dover afterwards. So that's why I took a break here. And what you've got to do is, well, you've got to try and work out your calculations for your distances and times. So you've got to figure out where to take your breaks and where you need to get to. Looks like someone's hit that traffic light there. Off we go again. And this bridge can be quite dodgy when it's windy as well up here, and we're gonna come off on the next exit and have to be stuck inside this lane here, this outside lane, which is a bit of a bummer if you're if it's windy, but we're quite heavy here, so it's okay, but it's not at the same time, because when you get close to the edge it can be quite daunting. So let's get for a ride across Dartford Bridge. And in this one here, if in doubt, just take your time, because it's windy. And you can see the barriers are mainly geared probably to prevent cars from going over, not trucks. So it's 40 miles an hour, let's take our time. Why these cars going to get in front? If they don't do 40 They're going to impede us climbing this hill when we're heavy. It's just stupid. And now we're dropping down to 30. But what you guys don't realise is when we lose momentum, it's hard to go back up again, but this ain't that bad. Right, I'm going to have to get past this guy here because I've got the pulling power to get up here. I've got plenty of time to get in front of him before we're going back down the hill again. Now here, let's use a retarder to slow it down, dropping down a hill. And again, even though it's windy, you still remain loose. No need for the crazy stiff arm here. Nice and loose and gentle. Use a retarder. Keep on the brakes. You can see, nice and loose. Now the wind's picking up, but it's not that bad to the extent where you need to be death gripping it for dear life.
Después de 400 metros, tome la salida.
Always when you stop on a hill, always get your handbrake on, and before you set off, just give it some gas before you go. You don't want to be rolling back. And also, if you're a trucker or a car driver, a motorcyclist, do not sit directly behind a trailer in case if it do roll back, because trust me, you don't want one of these fully loaded rolling back in front of you. On a motorbike, it's dangerous, full stop. You don't want to be sat right behind, just in case. You should always be thinking of a worst case scenario, so give it some juice and off we go. Always think of a worst case scenarios at anything you're doing. It's risk mitigation.
Después de 100 metros, cruce la rotonda, segunda salida.
And later on, as we near this little town, we're over roundabout, so I'm going to explain my lane positioning. And well, I probably don't need to explain. You'll see the state of some of the metal barriers that have been smashed into by trailers going round, not taking the correct line. if you see the speedometer, it's already been set up for the kilometers when we go across the water. So I'd be used to it anyway, because I know the calculations and stuff. As you can see, it does tell you anyway the speed in miles and kilometers, so it's handy to know. Look at the difference, look at that. It's like daytime.
Después de 400 metros, cruce la rotonda, segunda salida. Segunda salida.
It has been a while since last been down here. We've got a load of road works, but see, I'll show you them now. A lot of these metal fences here, sometimes these have been smashed into that many times, and these have probably been changed, and probably a bit further along as well you probably see where they've been smacked into.
400 metros, cruce la rotonda, primera salida.
Driving along at this time of the night is perfect because there's not many cars around, but in the daytime when it's that busy, you've got trucks fighting for position, you've got cars trying to jump in front of you, can't wait, where you're trying to manoeuvre some of these roundabouts and turns. So here now, if there's nobody around, I can take my positioning on the road without any kind of issues. But you imagine this on rush hour traffic with cars trying to squeeze down your here. You got trucks, little tipper wagons. Now that's the only time you hear me using tipper a tipper truck trying to race you around here. Alright, let's turn that off because we're going to need to use the middle of the roads a bit further down.
Cruce la rotonda, primera salida. Luego, en la rotonda, gire a la derecha, cuarta salida. Después de 200 metros, en la rotonda, gire a la derecha, cuarta salida.
Right, this bit here, take the middle, straddle both lanes. Now look on the left here. This is what happens when you don't take it wide. This is one of many that they've had to change, and they sure have changed these last time, and they still got smashed into again. Oh, quicker to go through than to stop now. Another one here. Look at this one again. I was bent in, not taking it wide enough. And these, honestly, they have been changed that many times, it's crazy. But yeah, when it's busy in the daytime, you've just got to take your road position and hold your line. Forget what the cars are doing. Just because I've looked on that side again there, how that's been smashed into. So along this bit, if you come to Belvedere, when you come to the roundabouts and these tight little bits, try and get your road position in early. And if cars still want to force their way through, as long as you get to that roundabout first, it's up to them. If they don't want to yield, they're at fault. If you've arrived at there before but want to sneak through, that's on them. And whenever I come here, if in doubt, take the line, straddle the lane. Right, take it easier because it does narrow up a little bit. And I need to get back left in a few seconds. Nice, okay. Oh, that's worked out in my favour. Good. But still, keep an eye out for the cyclist. And there's another one there. You can see how many people have smashed into these here. Mr. Az, you're going to have to wait 2 seconds. And Lidl Belvedere is just at the end of his street here. So hopefully it's not too busy in here. I can get in, get out reasonably quickly, get down to Dover. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And this is another big Lidl, but it's not as big as Luton. And funny story, last time I was here, they were erecting, where's a walkway? This giant walkway here, and they'd shut the road and was blocked in here for about 3 hours. Couldn't leave. I woke up for my break. Sorry drive, but lifting the crane, you can't get out. So lost 3 hours sat here as well. The joys of Lidl. So what we do is here, we park up, and then we've got to go where that guy stood on that little machine there. We need to go and put in all our details in there, go inside that office, they'll text us a bay number, and then we'll go. So right, I'll take this off. Right, we've done Lidl. Time to get on the M2, A2 down to Dover. Right, it's a new pass. Ah yeah, this is from my previous video before, saying about the new passes, give him a blind. Must become psychic. Right, new passes. Now let me go, don't speed up on me. Merci beaucoup. Right, is this guy going to come across or not? Well, you've got plenty of opportunity to indicate where I'm going. So yeah, hopefully we can get down to Dover. Just trying to think. I don't think I'm going to make a 6 o'clock boat. I need to get parked up by 12 noon UK time, which will be 13 o'clock. 13 o'clock? 1300 local time. So I need to make a reasonable ferry, an hour and a half crossing, and then get up the road a little bit, get out of France at least, get up towards at least we can park up in Belgium somewhere. But it all depends if there's any delays on the ferries. Touch wood, the motorway is reasonably clear for now as well, so let's make our way down here. I won't waste too much footage on the motorway. I'll save it when I get closer to Dover docks. Roll down here, 60, 61, right, slow it down a little bit. Some nice hills on a drop down towards Dover here as well, so happy days. You can run at 60 for about 30 seconds or so. Not going to save me too much, but You never know, that extra few seconds may well get me down to Dover before someone dawdling, and I might just make a boat. As I say in Lidl, every little helps. Oh my god, what is this? Must not be no diversion of this time, please. And if it is, it'll be an absolute joke, because I've hit pretty much everything on the way down. Motorways, cones, lanes down into one. North London, honestly, what an absolute nightmare. Got to be kidding me. Oh my god. Honestly, this is a joke. Absolute effing joke. You lot are taking the piss. Seriously. Right, where's the diversion sending us to here now? Now, poor guy in the left hook, I can't see in a roundabout. Right, hurry up people, let's go. What an absolute joke. Seriously, you lot are taking the absolute piss with these friggin' road diversions all the time. What an absolute bell end this fella is here. See me come for literally last minute indicate couldn't waited. No, we're not. We're going to have to go across the M20, for goodness sake. Honestly, this is an absolute joke sometimes with this.
Turn right onto Vale Road. In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto B261. Exit the roundabout onto B261, then turn left onto Dover Road. Continue for 100 yards. In a quarter...
Highways agency, you take the piss, seriously.
Turn right onto Thames Way.
Right, we're turning right here. Fuck's sake.
In 300 yards, at the roundabout, take the second exit. Take the next left onto Berkeley Crescent, A226.
You kidding me? This is the kind of shit that pisses off fucking drivers. Wonder why there actually is a driver shortage with stuff like this. Now, excuse the French, but this is how ridiculous this is at this time of the morning. There was no warning whatsoever. The A2 was closed at all. Now, when you need to go and catch a ferry. You've got a collection you need to do overseas. This is an absolute joke, seriously. Utter joke. It's beyond ridiculous. We're going to miss the boat. Literally going to miss the boat. If the next one's at 9 o'clock, we're knackered. Now what is going on here? Is the road closed? Is it open? What the actual hell is going on? See how ridiculous some of these diversion signs are? It said road closed, then you've got diversion, turn left. This is utterly ridiculous.
In a quarter of a mile, at Gads Hill interchange, take the second exit onto Gravesend Road, A226. Exit the roundabout onto Gravesend Road.
Would have been nice to put diversion sign
In
before I seen that
150
there.
yards, at Gads Hill interchange, take the first exit and stay on Gravesend Road, A226.
No,
Exit the roundabout onto Gravesend Road. Continue on Gravesend Road for 1 mile.
On fucking real. This is not when the time I need a new pass driver, not now. Thank you.
In a quarter of a mile, merge onto London Road, A2.
Now, I felt bad for that driver there. You know, I shouldn't have to be doing that, but with this nonsense, look how tight this is here. Unbelievable. Seriously, these diversions are taking the piss. Who in the right fucking mind does this shit at this time of the day? Unbelievable. The major route to the friggin' docks and you start fucking around with it.
Continue on A2 for 1.5 miles.
Look at the signs, diverted traffic, forward and left. Diverted traffic there, but at least there's another one with a circle. This is what I mean. This is the kind of nonsense you got to deal with.
In a quarter...
Fuck's sake, 1 minute. Unbelievable, this is, seriously.